On Saturday, October 22nd, Venus is going to kiss the Sun, a beautiful and enchanting moment we astrologers call Cazimi. This is likely the nicest moment for our relationships, beauty, and creativity that we're going to get for a while. So bottle it up and save it to keep you warm during a harsher period of the eclipse season and Mars going retrograde. Let's take a closer look. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal relationship and predictive astrology. Thank you for joining my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe and leave me a comment or a like. I really appreciate all of interactions I get with you guys, I have with you guys, and it helps my channel grow and encourages me to put out more content out there. I wanted to mention that I am currently running a Libra season special, which means every Libra gets 20% off natal and solar return readings. And I am currently working with Planetary Magic, and I have created Venus candles. They were created on October 4th, carefully selected moment with Venus on the ascendant, Moon in the 5th house of romance, creativity, aspecting Venus, aspecting Jupiter, so it definitely has, and the Moon was waxing. There is copper foil in here. It looks very pretty, smells rosy, looks rosy. I also made Venus and Libra oils, and I have created Mercury candles and oils. This is what the jar looks like for Mercury. This one doesn't have a label yet, but they're here and you can check out my website and purchase those. But yeah, like Venus is good for romance, Mercury is great for intellect, focus, career matters, because Mercury in that chart was actually on the midheaven, and it's an exalted Mercury in Virgo, which, you know, we don't have that anymore. Right now Mercury is in Libra. So thank you for letting me plug my new endeavor. I am super excited about it. Let's talk about Venus Cazimi. A wonderful time. Schedule your beauty appointment, have a date, have a romantic moment. Like I said, Venus is about to go into Scorpio on the 23rd, and Venus in Scorpio is a lot less chill and a lot less relaxed, right? Like every Venus placement has its beauty. So in Scorpio, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of intensity, depth, and maybe like truth to the relationship, versus Venus in Libra can be like flighty, light, and playful, a bit shallow, right, on some levels. You're gonna get a different kind of Venus in Scorpio, but Venus is considered in detriment in Scorpio while it is empowered in Libra. So creative endeavors, romantic endeavors, beauty procedures, do it around this time. So first of all, what is Cazimi? Cazimi is translated to in the heart, basically. So whenever the planet is Cazimi, it is conjunct the sun. It's very closely, perfectly conjunct the sun. And normally when the planet is within 15, 16 degrees from the sun, it is combust. It's invisible. The sun overpowers the light of the planet. So it's considered weakened, right? It struggles a little bit. When it's conjunct the sun, it is empowered. So there is a bit of like, the planet has been struggling, and then conjoining the sun is like being in a throne room. Throne, being with the sun. The sun is the king in this kind of scenario, and they are conversing and getting along, and the sun is imbuing Venus with insights, right? Like Cazimi is the moment of light shining on the Venusian topics. And Venus has been traveling closely to the sun the entire time she has been in Libra, starting on September 29th. Share with me, how has Venus in Libra been for you? I have enjoyed it a lot as a Libra rising. I think as soon as Venus went into Libra, I just relaxed, and a lot of my Venus and Virgo by transit and natally worries went away. I mean, the question is how far they went away. They might be hanging out nearby, but I definitely have felt like the joy of it But normally Venus being close to the sun is not great, but because Venus is in Libra in its home sign, she is protected. It's called the planet in a chariot, meaning that it's protected from the light of the sun, and Venus is still able to do Venusian things. So she should still be able to bring joy, beauty, harmony, love, creativity into your life. But like I said, Cazimi is like a very strong and powerful moment, and it's the culmination of the journey of Venus through Libra. Exact conjunction happens at 5:17 p.m. on October 22nd. We do feel this a few days before, a few days after, and there's a couple of definitions of what Venus Cazimi or Cazimi period is. There's a more strict one that says Cazimi begins 16 minutes before the exact conjunction and 16 minutes and ends 16 minutes after. So according to that logic, this period starts on October 21st and ends on October 23rd. There's a more looser definition of Cazimi that says it's within a degree. 1 degree on each side, 1 degree on the other side. So according to that logic, the period starts on October 18th and lasts until October 26th. So it depends on how you want to look at it. If you'd like to believe that it's a longer period, I will not blame you. But definitely 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Once Venus and the Sun shift into Scorpio, that's like a very strong tonal shift for all of us, right? Like we're going from like airy, flirtatious, social, chit-chatty period into face your fears. Apparently they haven't gone too far. So like fears are coming, insecurities are coming. That's why I think like what this moment could bring is like the sun highlighting the ideal, right? Like the sun shines light on Venus, and Venus is about peace. It's about joy. It's about bringing things together and seeing the closeness and connection in things that don't maybe make sense, right? So here we are finding coherence, and this moment could bring a sense of like, well, so what if we don't, I don't know, see eye to eye on every single topic? So what if we have different hobbies, but like this person is the person that have made me feel safe, the safest in my entire life, and like, they are the right person for me. So Venus Cazimi might like reveal those things that are truly important, right? In beauty, you might realize that what you truly want to do is color your hair pink, and that's what your true self is, right? Like, who cares what people say? If you want to color your hair pink, color them pink. In art, in creativity, there might be important insights, and that's why I feel like we need to like save this. We need to take these moments and take these insights and carry them with us into the eclipse season, into Mars retrograde that's going to last from the end of October until January. June. No. So like for a while, right? 2.5 months is Mars retrograde, and Mars retrograde periods are the periods where like Mars is not very strong. So leaning into Venus, leaning into self-care could be really good for you. The candles I created could be really good for you. I'm also going to make Venus Cazimi candles. So there's going to be, I'm enjoying this Martha Stewart moment in my life where I'm creating items that carry planetary magic qualities in them. It's not just a candle, right? Like it has the power of Venus in it, and it smells so good. But yeah, like take those ideals, use them to inspire you, use them to keep you on track, right? Like maybe this makes you realize that making candles is what you want to be doing with your life, or teaching yoga, or being a singer, or like, having a job, but like pursuing your passions on the side. So keep that image close to heart. Use it to actually inspire you to do more, not just, you can, at the worst, you will likely have a good day. At the best, you can use this moment to paint the best painting, or you can use it to connect with the person you truly love. color your hair bright pink. There's all these beautiful possibilities. A great time to smooth over any conflicts, any, if you wanted to mend a relationship with someone, if you wanted to connect with them and make amends, that could be the lovely time. Once again, make sure that you remember what, later on, that you remember what's at the core of the relationship and what's your major goal is, so you're not getting distracted by other things as soon as Venus is in a less strong condition. Use this moment for creative inspiration. Like I said, make those appointments, tell people how you feel, and watch just things be easy and joyful and pleasurable. Definitely a great time for pleasure. Might be the best sex you're going to get. And there's people who are born with Venus Cazimi who are able to empower and inspire others. Like Oprah was born with Venus Cazimi, and she has created so many things and has been so good for women and female empowerment. That's another thing that this transit could be good for, is feminine questions. So I'm gonna take a look at all 12 signs, but do like a really brief description of where you might see this energy play out for you. For Aries rising, Libra is the 7th house, so this is especially lovely for all of your romantic relationships. This might be the moment of true connection, commitment, joy in partnerships. Maybe the moment you have an insight about starting a business, about joining forces with other people, but all of your one-on-one interactions are likely to be blessed. So if I were you, and if you're interested in a relationship, this is a lovely time to go on a date or to have an important conversation in your existing relationship. For Taurus rising, the Cazimi happens in the 6th house, and you may experience a moment of tranquility and happiness with the work that you're doing, because 6th house deals with daily work, serving others, taking care of health and like routines. This might be a beautiful time to just like look at your space and bring more beauty into your space, and also just like appreciate the results your work is having on other people, right? So there might be a moment of like contentment and beautiful relationships with people that you interact with on a daily basis. For Gemini rising, this is highly romantic. Venus Cazimi happens in your 5th house. 5th house is the place of joy and pleasure and baby making and babies. And so having Venus here can be the moment of inception of something in love, meeting the right person, connecting with someone on a sexual, but even more on a soulful level. Venus rejoices in the 5th house, so this is a very strong position for Venus. Creatively, I think a very inspired time creatively. It could be a lovely time to journal, to make art, to take paints and paint, to take out pencils and just like let your heart run free and wild. Your relationships with your children can be strengthened and kind of empowered, and wonderful time to like picture that person that you want, or picture that relationship, or picture that kind of like playfulness and pleasure, and think of what is it for you, right? Like, what is your pleasure? What is your joy, without attaching it to the classical definition of pleasure. For Cancer rising, you're getting Venus Cazimi in the 4th house. Here we're talking about a sense of belonging, a sense of your nest, your comfort, your peace and security within the home. Your familial relationships might get strengthened, there might be like a sense of, yes, we fight, yes, it's not always easy, but we love each other and we always come through for one another. In the long run, we're always there for each other, and like seeing that as the true meaning of your relationship. there might be a sense of like feeling really at peace in your home, figuring out what home is, what kind of true relationships and true happiness is for you. Someone commented recently, they were like, why are we not talking about the size of this cup? I don't know. It's like, it's a gorgeous cup. It's an M&M's cup. Anyways, I was sick early in October, so I'm still getting over it. I need to drink a lot of tea. So yeah, like a very beautiful time to maybe even create something that is related, still talking about Cancer risings, that is related to your family and art. Spend time with your parents painting something, make like family tree. You know, buy some fancy wallpaper and put it on your walls. Could be a great time. For Leo rising, Venus goes Cazimi in the 3rd house, and you get your communication, your words get especially powerful, and this could be a lovely time to express yourself, to, you know, 3rd house oftentimes is also the place of skills and hobbies and like using your hands and using your mind to come up with new ideas. So this could be a lovely period to brainstorm things, to take your hobbies up a notch, to enjoy creating something with your hands. Great time to have any important conversations about your skills, about your value, about what you have to offer professionally or personally, and you may see an improvement to your relationships with siblings, neighbors, and sibling-like figures. For Virgo rising, we're going into the 2nd house. This could be very literally like a present. You get money from someone, like a bonus professionally, or you get like a really nice gift because it's an empowered Venus in the house of things, right? This could also be, 2nd house is not just things, it's also things we value and what we value about ourselves. So it could be a lovely moment to meditate on that and see how you define your worth and your value, and whether you seek validation from other people, or if it's about your work, or if you can learn to appreciate yourself just based on the fact that you are here and you're living and breathing. And even though you're not perfect, but you are a work in progress, as we all are, right? Like beautiful, imperfectly perfect human beings. So both materially good juju and emotionally, spiritually, just like feeling more valued. But I would like especially focus on valuing yourself and focusing on yourself, because then you can take it with you into the eclipse season and enjoy it. For Libra rising, Venus Cazimi happens in the 1st house, and you are shining. You're like literally sparkling with creativity. You may be more charming, more attractive, better at drawing things your way. But I think it's also about like expressing your creativity, right? I am planning to make candles, although I'm also trying to figure out if I can do my hair, so it might contradict one another. But yeah, both of those, right? Like it's funny because like I'm filming this before the Cazimi, but this is my plans for that day. So changing your appearance it's a good time to change your appearance, to beautify yourself, to align with yourself. You might get like a clear idea of what you want to look like. Strengthening relationships. It's in your 1st house. You are the empowered Venus at that moment, so you can lend your soft touch, your gracefulness, your diplomatic skills, lend a helping hand to someone. And creatively, I think you might kind of understand something about yourself, about what you want to create, what you want to express. For Scorpio rising, Venus Cazimi happens in the 12th house. And I see this as like a very strong moment of believing in yourself, because Venus in the 12th house by transit and natally can doubt her own ability to attract, her own ability to be loved. And here you're getting a chance to release that. You are, you know, letting go of some of the doubts, self-doubt, some of the self-destructive tendencies, and perhaps just like learning to love yourself for who you are, no matter how much work you still have to do. This might also be the moment of like, 12th house is the hidden place. It's an invisible place. We don't fully understand everything that's going on in the 12th house. So maybe you are coming to terms with something you haven't looked at, right? Like you're addressing some kind of hidden matters and feeling more at ease with them. There might also be like a really passionate, beautiful moment behind closed doors, because Venus is in the 12th house, not in the obvious spot in your chart. So a moment to get away, a moment to connect with your partner, a moment to commit to something between the two of you on like a soul level, like a soul binding contract of sorts. For Sag rising, Venus, Cazimi happens in the 11th house. And for you, I see this as being recognized on a group level for the work that you're doing. It might be finding success on social media, presenting your ideas, getting a good grade if you're in school, getting kind of like shining amongst your classmates. This could also be a beautiful time in which you feel a sense of belonging. You feel like you have found your tribe, people who are truly supportive, truly your own, truly love you and take you and accept you for who you are. This might also be a moment of understanding of what your dreams are and what you want to pursue and what you want to be known for. So take note of what comes up and pursue that. For Capricorn rising, Venus goes Cazimi in the 10th house. And for those of you who are creative and have a creative career, this is likely to be a very powerful moment of insight, inspiration, deep realizations, and higher understanding of sorts. This could be a lovely moment to present any of your ideas, a lovely moment to perform, to get recognition for something that you've been doing. And I think also just like if you need support of people, if you need people to be on your side, ask them for support around this time. Ask your bosses for support. Reach out to people who can help move your career forward. You couldn't pick a better time. Especially if your midheaven is in Libra. Because once in a while, if you're a Cap rising, it could be in Scorpio or it could be in Virgo. As well as also Sag or Leo, depending on where you were born. For Aqua rising, Venus goes Cazimi in the 9th house. And 9th house is the place of higher learning, expansion, foreign land. So you can be dating someone foreign. You can be connecting with someone who maybe doesn't fit your view of yourself, right? Like they could be local, but something about them is very different. Might be the time of understanding that you want to learn something. Might be a time of like learning about sexuality, learning about tantra, learning about more spiritual things and finding a lot of joy in learning. And it could also be like a really great time to travel. But I think it's very philosophical, 9th house always. It's less tangible, and a lot of times it's more like changes that are happening on your mental level, where you are questioning what do you want to share with the world, what do you want to teach to the world. And maybe with Venus Cazimi here, it's somehow about bringing beauty. And you might also, if you're in school, this might be like a really joyful moment in your education. And finally, for Pisces rising, Venus goes Cazimi in your 8th house. And this could be lovely for your relationships. Ultimately, 8th house is the place of sharing, give and take with other people, your partner's resources. So you might be getting a gift from your partner. You might be benefiting through your partner, right? There might also be a time of like true connection on a soul level, on a deep, skin deep, bone deep level with your partner. True intimacy, true understanding, sharing your true self and feeling accepted and understood, as well as more fairness, more balance, more justice in your relationships, and financial gains can come through the partner or through other people. Maybe you just get like a huge bonus and you're like excited. Woo, woo. Anyways, this is it for Venus Cazimi. I am excited. Definitely let's enjoy it without thinking too much of what's coming next. It's all part of life, you know, even though eclipses and Mars retrograde don't sound as exciting as Venus Cazimi, they still have a lot of important lessons. And if handled with awareness, we can learn a lot and get through them stronger. So pleasure talking to you. Talk soon. Bye.